Okay, here's my new space today that I'm clearing. This space is opposite it's on the north end of the garden, opposite the no dig garden. Over here I'm gonna put some perennials. So my artichoke and my rhubarb I'm gonna put in a line along the edge there. I'm gonna bring it out a little bit, but right along the edge there'll be a row, and that stuff's just gonna stay there. We'll winter it over year after year, and hopefully we can expand it. But yeah, that's the spot. It looks pretty raggedy right now. Welcome out to Green Acre Farms during this coronavirus lockdown. We're out here in the fresh open air. Today is the 10th of April. We've been back and forth, just coming out here to tend the animals and get this farm cranking and stuff like that. So earlier today I took a little bit of footage of the area that I picked out for to put the rhubarb, the artichoke, some of the herbs like thyme and basil, the perennials that'll come back year after year after year. So I want a special section of the greenhouse for those particular plants. We do love rhubarb, so we did plant rhubarb seed. We got some of that. I have a rhubarb plant on the other side of the 40 over there where I farmed last year. But since we moved the spot, because this is where we want to put the greenhouse, that rhubarb needs to be transplanted along with the onions and stuff that I transplanted yesterday. So this is how I'm starting my row right here. If you come over here, this is the soil that we have to work with, and this is if you can see the dry stuff, it has basically a reddish tint to it. It's clayish, basically for the most part. So what I come in here and do is use a piece of wood, make sure I got it straight, and then there's the line on the edge. That's the perimeter. I want to bring it in a little bit. So what I'll do with this here is I'll turn this over, but what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna add some wood chip to this. I'm gonna add some sheep manure to this. I'll turn it all over and build the rows up from there. And because that particular stuff is cold weather, climate, plants, I'll be able to go ahead and just bring that stuff out here, and it should be able to be okay on the transplant. So it's about that time of year. I know we got a couple more super cold days forecasted. Don't know if we're going to actually get those. We still have snow on the mountains. It snowed day before yesterday, I believe. So it's kind of like a juggling act here, as far as like, you don't want to be too prepared and get everything out early, because then the way the weather patterns are around here, you could lose your crops early, or they could just mature really fast and you won't get anything out of them. So basically that's it. I just wanted to show you basically like the third phase of getting everything prepared for this row. We'll come back a little later, give you an update on where I'm at with it, and basically we'll just show you the process of how I do my rows out here, what I'm looking for in my soil, and how to attain that. So stay tuned. We'll get back at you. Thanks for tuning in. See you in a little bit. Okay, so here goes. This is my row here for my perennials. So I went ahead and added about a 6-inch strip that I dug out right here where my boot's at. So from about here to here, I dug that, and then I piled most of it on top there to build it up. And now I'm going to turn everything over. So I'm going to have the soil mixed with the wood chips and the fertilizer, the sheep manure in there. And then I'm going to make a trench right there to separate the rows. But I just want to give you guys a look at what I was doing right there. So yeah, that's it. That'll be our big fat giant rhubarb row right there, and artichokes. Told you we'd be right back. Yo, check this out. I'm gonna show you guys, like physically show you part of the process of building this row up. So I put the wood chip in there for it's going to create some aeration in the soil, and it won't allow the soil to clump all up and whatnot. Also, it'll break down and compost in the soil, creating a richer soil here. This process takes a couple years, but we're gonna get started now this year. So if you look, you can see that chip on top here that I sprinkle. I sprinkle a good layer, you know, about 3 or 4 inches deep. And then I have the sheep manure here in this bucket. And I'll just show you how I get this sheep manure down. I just take the bucket and just dump it. Dump a good little amount on that row there. Now the soil under all this is not turned over. And the reason I'm putting this stuff in now is because when I turn it over, it's going to all turn over to the soil and make a good mix there. So yeah, that's basically the process. So if you're interested in seeing how I'm beefing these rows up, that's part of it. I will make it a lot higher than this just by digging a little bit deeper. So stay tuned for our next update. Green Acre Farm. I promised you guys earlier I was going to condition this row and get it all finished out. So what I did was I came in and I turned over that strip like I mentioned before and piled it on top here. And then what I did was I ran a bead. Once I mounded everything, I ran a bead of manure, sheep manure, all the way across the top. You can see it go all the way down there. And what I'm doing is I'm pulling up the sides here with the rake and just kind of building it up. And then this is the last phase right here, and this is the wood chip. And you can see how I got the wood chip stacked up on there. There's some crap in there, not favorable, but you can see how deep that wood chip is. And then I will I will put the cuttings directly into this after I get it good and soaked, but down into the soil, and everything should come up. Now this row is about 34, I think it's 34 feet long, about 34, 35 feet long. And this thing is gonna stay here for a while. So like I said, this particular wood chip will compost. It has a bunch of crud in it. It will compost down, and in a year or so it'll be dark black and it'll be nice and rich. And we'll continue to pile the wood chip on top of here over the years, and this should produce some pretty good crops. So that's about the end of our soil amendment issue here, or video. Basically this is amending the soil, because as you saw this morning, it's red clay. And you're probably asking why I'm not using a tiller. I'll tell you why. One of the reasons is we just got rain yesterday, the other night, so the soil's pretty wet, so it creates a lot of clumping and stuff. And the second reason for that is both the tillers that I use are both broke down. So this is stuff that has to get done regardless of how hard the work is. So I got the shovels, I got the pickaxes, I got what it takes to get out here and get this stuff worked over so we can get some good vegetables this season. We want to be able to supply some food to some of the community. They're going to be needing it. We're going to all be hurting in a little while. So you guys stay safe, practice social distancing, stay away from each other, stop taking all the toilet paper. Y'all live long and prosper. Get out there, get your gardening done. There's no one out here. The wind is blowing. We've got rain over here. We got rain over there. We got sunset over here. We got blue skies over here, and mountains and snow-capped. Show them the snow-capped mountains. See that? It's just beautiful out here. So we do have that advantage that we can get out. We are so lucky to be able to come out here and farm and not be stuck in the city somewhere. Green Acre Farms, we love you all. Everybody be safe. One big fat shout out to my boy Raul Garza. Raul is battling that COVID-19 right now. He's on a ventilator down in Texas, so we wishing all the luck to him. Dora, we got your back. Family, stay strong, and we'll get you guys later. Y'all take care. Have a great day.